Hey guys, so welcome to the second episode of So Raw. This video is so raw, you guys. Fuck. I'm pretty much just talking about anything and everything. If you guys want to give me topics, questions, advice, anything that you would like me to talk about, you can either leave it in the comments below, because I do read comments now. I do. It's just I want to correspond more with you guys, or you can go to my Instagram and send me a private DM. My Instagram is velvet.and.honey, so velvet and honey. A lot of you do not like that name, or a lot of you love that name. There is no in between. So if I seem a little out of it, it's because I am so tired. Oh my god, I did not get much sleep. I went to bed super late and I purposely woke up really early just so I can film this, edit it, get it up for you guys, but your girl's tired. So if I seem out of it, that is the reason why. Nothing deeper, okay? So the first thing, I will be answering a question that I noticed was asked quite a bit. Why not do separate videos for your foster care discussions? So it's super simple. I have tried to do separate videos, but for some reason it's more triggering versus if I just like surround it with other things that I'm talking about, because it's just like a quick passing thought if I share something with you guys and then move on to the next topic. It's in a way kind of comforting to me, subconsciously knowing and consciously honestly knowing that when I'm done sharing what I'm sharing, I can move on to a different discussion. It is hard. It is very hard for me to talk about my foster care experience. I went through a lot of traumatizing things, and I just think it's time that I slowly start sharing those things. And I feel like by doing it in these episodes, because these episodes are meant to share certain sides of me that you guys might not have seen yet, and I just think it's, you know, perfect opportunity to do that in these episodes instead of just making full-fledged videos on it. More triggering, harder for me. Everyone processes things differently, and I just feel like this is the right thing for me. And I know I have a lot of people who watch me, hate me, don't believe me, theories around everything that I talk about. But there is also a very big part of you that I feel like I owe it to you guys to just know more about me and things that I've been through. Maybe you guys can understand why I am the way I am, or, you know, I just know that I would appreciate if there was a YouTuber I watched, if they just became a little bit more vulnerable and shared things. Of course, it's their choice. I just feel like I've reached that point where, yeah, I think it's time. I think it's time we open up a little bit. I'm not saying that in every single episode there's going to be talk about foster care or there's going to be super vulnerable talks. It's not going to be every single episode, but I feel like majority of them, I feel like I want you guys to peep in the windows a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just learn a little bit more about me in ways that you haven't. So something else I want to talk about is dehumanizing. This is not a pity me party. This isn't like, let's get out my small violin because Amberlynn Reed needs pity or sympathy. That's not it at all. I just feel, based on recent events, I mean, it's been like this for years, but I just feel like lately it's been a lot. Like, it's been a lot. And I feel like I'm being dehumanized in a way. So I do want to put up the definition of what it means to deprive someone or something of human qualities like personality, dignity, subject someone to inhuman or degrading conditions or treatment. So the part where it's like you deprive someone of qualities and personality and stuff like that, I feel like that's happening to me. I feel like I can't express how I feel. I can't share certain things that have happened to me without people pretty much saying, no, you can't feel this way. You can't be this person. You can't share these things. Especially when I share hobbies that I enjoy. No, you can't. That's not actually who you are as a person. You're just trying to be someone else. Another really big one that I forgot to mention in this video is when I do share things about my past, people say, no, that's not true. It's almost as if you guys forget that I am a human who has had experiences in my life. Almost as if the trauma I've been through or the amazing things I've been through or any heartbreaking stories that I have shared, people try to take those away from me, almost as if I am not a real person with experiences, and that's hard. What really makes me feel dehumanized is when my first episode is so raw, where I said, you know, I could talk about news or I could share advice that you guys might need from me, and the common response to that was, we don't want to hear you talk about the news because we don't care what you have to say about it. We don't want to hear you give advice because why, like, really? Amber Lynn giving advice? It makes me feel like I'm just not human. I have advice, you guys. I'm not completely unintelligent. I do have some common sense, and I am a human who lives in the United States, so I do have opinion on politics or things happening in the news. And it doesn't even have to be my opinion all the time. It could just be me sharing things that are happening that maybe you guys don't know about. I don't know. And I just feel like, in a way, people forget that I am human. I do experience things. I do have opinions. I do have a voice. And I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like the vibe. It's not fair. I get it. A lot of you don't like me. I do get it. But please just let me have a voice on my channel. And if you don't like what I'm talking about, you can click the next video. Or go watch someone else. Go do something else. Go touch some grass. It's just to feel dehumanized on such a large public platform by so many people. I already have struggles loving myself and even liking myself and who I am as a person, and having so many people make me feel less than doesn't help with that. And I don't want to be kicked off of YouTube. I love YouTube. I love making videos. Maybe I love listening to myself talk. I've been told Amberlynn just likes to listen to herself talk. You know what? Maybe. Regardless of why I like YouTube, it doesn't even matter. I enjoy it. I don't want to be kicked off it. And I don't think that dehumanizing someone just because you don't like them is appropriate. Okay, so next question. I actually got this one from Instagram. Is it true that you told Becky you wouldn't talk about her if she didn't talk about you? So this is actually the final time I will talk about Becky. I know I have said that before, but I'm just going to be as honest and candid as I can. No, this is not my choice. I was gonna say I could care less, and I recently found out that it's I couldn't care less. Anyways, I couldn't care less if Becky spoke about me. She could speak about me in every single one of her videos and I would not care. At all. At all. She doesn't want me speaking about her, which, fine, that's great. But I spent the last 5 years of my life with her, surrounded by her family, surrounded by her friends, surrounded by her energy, her circle. I followed her life. I was part of her life. And it's like, to have those 5 years be just taken from me, and I can't even share memories. I can't, it's like those 5 years are being erased from my life, and that's hard for me. But she doesn't want me talking about her. Fine, I won't. I don't care. I think it's silly. We were part of each other's lives for 5 years, but fine, I won't talk about her. It just sucks because it's like, I have so many things I want to say. So many things I want to say. You guys have no idea. but those 5 years, I have to erase them from the internet. I can't speak about them any longer, and I am just going to shove my pride away. I'm going to shove my thoughts and my feelings away, and my stories and experiences and things that I would like to share. I know a lot of people don't understand why I would want to, and that's fine. You guys don't really have to understand that, but just out of respect for her, like, she's not forcing me to do shit. Like, no one can force me to do anything, but out of respect, because I'm not this cold-hearted person that people think I am, I will not be speaking about her anymore. I will say the whole proposal thing, I have had a lot of people say that I'm lying about it, which I'm not. I'm not lying. Why would I lie about something where the literal person could come online and be like, Amberlynn's lying? Like, come on now. I'm not gonna lie about Becky at all. I shared that story because it was very much requested, very much. And for some reason I thought Becky and I shared it in live stream era. I don't know, there's just too many live streams to go through and watch and listen. But I thought we did share it. I don't know though. There's just too many hours. There's days upon days of live stream era, and I just don't want to go back to that. I'm just very much that type of person where I like to talk about my past, and I like to talk about things I've been through and experiences I've been through. And I guess the last 5 years of my life has to kind of be erased, and this is what I consider being silenced. And it sucks because, like I said, there's a lot that I feel in my heart that I would like to discuss and say, but I'm just not going to, because I'm not that person. If someone says literally to me, stop talking about me, then I'm gonna do it. So don't ask me questions about her anymore, and I won't have to ever speak about this again. And I probably sound so mean right now, and that's not my intention. It's just, it's so hard when, like, do you guys ever have that feeling where it's like there's so much you want to say? It's like your chest is full of just thoughts and words and things, and you have to just shove them down. That's hard. Plus lack of sleep, you guys. I am so tired. Today I have spent a large portion of the day just feeling overstimulated for a lot of different reasons, and when I feel overstimulated I get super anxious and kind of like angry, and I lash out. It's not cute, it's not fun. If anyone else feels that way, you are not alone. You are not alone. I could trust that. Next question I have gotten a few times on Instagram is, do you still have to sleep sitting up? So thankfully, no, I do not. With weight loss, I have a lot of non-scale victories, which I want to keep more weight related content just strictly on like weigh-in videos. So my So Raw isn't really gonna have weight related subject matter, but I did want to bring up that I do have a lot of non-scale victories, and one of them is I can like lay in the bed like a normal person, and I love that. Ever since I was a little girl, like I've always loved like lots of blankets and lots of pillows, so I'm always gonna be that girl. But no, I do not have to sleep sitting up, which is awesome. So I do want to do some story times for you guys in these So Raw videos. They're just gonna be like quick story times of just like random things that have happened in my life. So this one I want to talk about is I was suspended for something I didn't do. I have actually been suspended from school quite a few times. I was a rebellious kid slash teenager, and I know it's just because of all the shit that I went through slash was going through. I didn't care. I didn't care about nothing, about nobody, not even myself, not school, nothing. But this story in particular, So it was lunchtime. I was in 9th grade and I hung out under this, like, I want to say awning. Is that what they're called? I don't really know. It was just me, my group of friends, and there was this other group of people who hated us. I don't know why. Like, you know how there's like cliques? It kind of felt like that type of energy. I honestly got along with everybody in high school. Random fact, I was actually nominated as friendliest or slash nicest in high school. It was me and this other girl. Unfortunately, I was runner up, but the fact that I was even nominated says a lot about what people thought of me. Okay, that was a narcissist. I'm just kidding. I had my group of friends, and then there was this other group of friends that like hung out like near there, but like hated us. I don't know. So at the time, for some reason, the group that hated my group, well, I wouldn't say my group, I wasn't like the head honcho or anything, but the group that I hung out with, like my friends and stuff, for some reason they hated me the most and my best friend at the time the most. I don't know why. I remember there was like 10 minutes left to lunch, and when I tell you this is all a blur, I'm like not even kidding. I have no idea what happened. I'm just like still to this day like, what? So something was said, that's all I know, and then all of a sudden my best friend at the time and like the main girl of the other group are physically fighting each other. I hear yelling, people start surrounding, then all of a sudden there's hair pulling. I see an earring that fell off, and then a girl's nail clipped off who was trying to help her friend. I don't know, but not once did I throw a punch. I stood there and watched, I'm not gonna lie. I am not a violent person. I don't hit people, not my jam, not who I am. I do not think that violence solves anything. So here comes a teacher, break it up, break it up, typical what you see in like TV shows when a fight happens in school. That's pretty much what it looked like, but just less exaggerated. We're all in like this circle, so the teacher couldn't really see who was actually fighting. It was a mess. I want to say there was like 15 of us, so definitely less exaggerated than like what you see in a TV show, but it was like that pretty much. So next thing I know, it was me, my friend who fought, and then the girl who fought, and then like 2 of her other friends. We were all sitting in the office, and we had to one by one go in the principal's office and say exactly what happened. We had to write it down on this like big piece of paper, exactly what happened. Like, well, long story short, my best friend lied. Not really my best friend now, right? My best friend lied and said that it was me that fought. And the girl who fought my best friend said it was me who fought. So long story short, I get suspended for fighting when it wasn't me. I am confused why my best friend would lie. Well, she didn't want to get in trouble, so I guess I get that. But why did the girl lie and say it was me, even though it was my best friend? So that part didn't make sense. So not only did we get suspended, we had to go to this like court situation where at the time I was actually living with my parents, like for a trial to see if like they were fit to be parents or whatever. They failed. By the way, we'll talk about that some other time. So I was with my parents at the time, so it was me, my dad, he brought his friend. I don't know, they were on like so many drugs, I don't know why he would bring his friend, but okay. And we had to sit around this like table. They called it court, but yet there was like no judge. I don't even know. I was expecting when they said court, we were gonna like be in this courtroom, there was gonna be a judge, like a whole situation. And then it was the girl who I fought supposedly and her parents. I will safely say right now, I do not remember what happened at that table at all. I don't remember. My biggest takeaway from the whole thing is that my dad stole a laptop from that building. He did. Love you, Dad, but yeah. That's actually a story that I tell my friends all the time, that my dad stole a laptop from a courtroom, because technically that's exactly what happened. Am I allowed to admit that? Y'all, I was 15 when that happened. This all happened. No. I was actually 14. Yes, I was 14. I had just turned 14. So this was a long time ago. I'm 31 now. So yeah, I know that's like so random. It's like I was suspended and had to go through this whole court thing on top of also getting community service. I don't know what the girl ended up doing, but I started working at like this nursing home that was actually across the street from another high school that I was going to be in but didn't. I actually went to a lot of schools in my lifetime because of foster care, like a lot. And that's probably why I'm not as smart as I could be, because so much information I didn't get to learn, or I learned several things over and over because every school goes at their own pace and does things differently. But anyways, yeah, for my community service, I worked at a nursing home. I would sit with the elderly, I would play bingo, play games with them, just keep them company. And that is when I realized, wow, I honestly really like this type of work. And I think that's why being a PCA worker was so amazing for me. It definitely brought back a lot of memories of community service. I don't know, bonding with the elderly is something that I absolutely love. I know that's like so random, but you know, something really bad happened at school, something that I didn't even do and I got in trouble for, which I still to this day do not understand. I never will. I almost want to message my friend and be like, girl, do you remember that? Do you remember what you did? Do you remember lying? And they believed you over me? Do you remember that? But yeah, something bad happened, but it ended with something good. It made me realize how much I love working with the elderly. And I feel like if this whole YouTube thing doesn't work for me, that is something that I could do. I just love helping people. Like really, truly love helping people. It's just like, it's a passion, honestly. Okay, so we have a rumor. Everyone loves a good rumor. So this rumor is wifey left since she hasn't been in Amber Lynn's videos. So that has been such a big rumor. Has me and wifey broke up. She hasn't been in the videos. So if you go back and look, she has been. She's only ever in my vlogs. When I do sit down videos like this, where I'm not actually vlogging, I'm not like showing my day or whatever, she's never been in those really, I don't think. But when I'm vlogging my day and such, then that's different. Then she's like part of my day and she's in my videos and she talks a little bit more. But 9 times out of 10 when I'm filming like this, she's working or she's doing her own thing. But usually it's because she's working. But no, she has not left. We have not broke up. I just haven't been vlogging. And she has moved here. She's actually only left twice, and the last time was in May, I'm pretty sure. The beginning of May. So yeah, no, not at all. I know there's like weird conspiracy that because I'm doing my makeup, it means I'm single. I don't know what you guys mean. I simply wasn't doing my makeup in the beginning of my ankle injury because I felt like shit. Like when I tell you guys, it wasn't just freaking physical, it was also mental. Like I felt paralyzed, I felt defeated. I did not care about makeup. I didn't care about anything. So no, I'm just starting to feel like better spirits. I'm starting to just feel better in general. So that is why I am looking more put together, because I'm finally able to start being myself again. So I got this question on Instagram and it kind of made me sad. I'm not gonna lie, but I kind of wanted to talk about it. How do you feel that a large portion of your audience gets entertainment from your struggles? So there's a part of me that understands. What I mean by that is people find entertainment in drama. They find entertainment in train wreck stuff. That's like why we like 90 Day Fiancé, why we like 600 Pound Life. We like to see things like that to make us feel better about ourselves. And it's that simple. But it does suck because when I'm struggling, I am a human that is mentally and emotionally or physically hurting. I am in distress. As someone who is struggling, there is a distress to me. And it's like for people to find enjoyment, entertainment in that is sad, but it's just reality. I don't want to think that a large portion of you are like that, because it's like, damn, y'all, are you just wanting me to fail? I know there are people who want me to fail, the people who don't believe that I've lost weight. You do want me to fail. You do not want me to lose weight. There's people out there who do not want me to lose weight. That's weird. I can still be a troll. I could still be a train wreck. I could still be all these things for you guys, even if I lose weight. So don't you worry. Don't prevent me from losing weight, please. That also brings me to like the discussion of like, are you afraid to lose weight because you have made your whole YouTube channel around being 500 to 600 pounds? And it's like, that's also a whole other subject within itself. I don't know where that voice came from. That's a whole other subject for a whole other video, a whole other time, because yeah, I need to absorb that question. I need to absorb that subject a little bit more before I actually start talking about it, because it's true. My channel is heavily influenced and made and pretty much successful. I am successful in my own way. You guys can take it for what you will. It's because of my weight. And that is worrisome. I'll just leave it there. So someone asked to see my YouTube viewership analytics, and I was like, that is so random. But you know what? I'm kind of curious myself. So I just wanted to show you guys, this is just a real fast segment in this video. So the majority age-wise that watch me is 25 to 34, which seems about right, but I am gasping at the 1.4% of 65 plus that watches me. Hello? Hi, how are you guys doing? Welcome. So I also wanted to see gender. I am shocked by this, honestly. I was expecting more male. Not more male in the sense of like more than female, because I knew female was gonna be blown out of this water. What? Did that even make sense? Not at all. I knew more females watched me, but I was expecting males to at least be like 25%. I love seeing what countries you guys are from, so shout out to y'all. United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, look at you. Oh my god, I really kind of want to move to Canada, I'm not gonna lie. And then this last part I thought was really interesting that shocked the shit out of me, I'm not gonna lie. 42.8% of my views is from people who aren't even subscribed. Y'all, if you are not subscribed, subscribe. Just do it. Just do it. So next is the advice segment. Are we gonna have one of these every single time? You never know. But this one is juicy. My dad is cheating on my mom. Wow, okay. He had me answer his phone about a week ago because he was cooking and his hands were dirty. When I answered the call, a text came in that said, "I miss your feet and lips. We meeting up again tomorrow night?" ? I instantly called him out. We have always had a close relationship. He beat around the bush, but I could tell he was lying. He finally caved once I opened the text and saw the thread of him cheating on my mom with a man. Do I tell my mom? He told me to keep it a secret. My dad is now repeatedly saying he isn't gay. He is just experimenting, but my mom doesn't know. What do I do? Love your videos, by the way. Thank you. Appreciate that. And thank you for opening up to me like that. Okay, so first of all, we're not gonna touch on the fact that he's experimenting with a man. Cool, do you. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, is he gay? Is he not gay? I'm not gonna investigate that. I feel like that's inappropriate because his sexuality is his own. He needs to figure that out within himself. But I will say cheating, regardless of what gender, with who, with what, is bad, is wrong. You're strictly asking, do you tell your mom? That's a tough cookie to be in, I'm not gonna lie. So 9 times out of 10, when I try to give someone advice, I try to put myself in their shoes. And I don't really know exactly how you're feeling, but I know if this was me, I would feel so bad for my mom. So bad. But then I would feel so bad for my dad because I know the outcome. I know what the outcome would be if I told my mom. But I feel like the pain of knowing this secret and knowing that my mom deserves better would outweigh the pain that my dad would feel if I told on him, if you will. So yes, I do think you should tell your mom. That might not be the most popular opinion. I don't know. What do you guys think, audience? Let me know in the comments below. But I do think that you should tell your mom. I think that you should, before that, I think that you should at least set your dad down, because you said that you guys have a close relationship. I think that you should honestly set your dad down and just be like, you need to do the right thing. If you don't do the right thing, then I'm gonna do the right thing, because you wanna do right by your mom. And I don't know what type of relationship you have with your mom, because you didn't say, but just because you're close with your dad doesn't mean that like you still shouldn't respect your mother in that way to do right by her. But give your dad the opportunity to do it first. You could even give him a timeline, if you will, because I don't want you to be holding on to the secret, because I know that could be detrimental to you as a person, like with your mental health or something, because I know that's what it would do to me. Like the guilt would literally eat me up inside, I'm not gonna lie. I can't handle guilt well at all. But yes, I do think your mom needs to find out whether it's from him or from you, but again, give him the opportunity to do it first. So I hope that helped, and I hope everything gets figured out and there's a happy ending. Okay, you guys, so the next segment, oh my god, are we blurry, is the bad choices, where I'm gonna pick 3 of these cards, and let me tell you, some of these questions are crazy. So I'm gonna pick 3 of them, and then we're gonna answer them. And feel free to answer